Good morning, Falcons. My name is Noah, and today I'm here with Mr.Labay, and we will be doing a little interview to just kind of see what we can expect in these next few days, next few weeks with coronavirus going around, and what we can expect for us as students, and how the rest of our year is going to go. So firstly, Mr. Labay, can you explain kind of what goes into the decision-making process of if we go back to school or if we don't?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you've heard already, but the governor just came out just a few minutes ago uh, saying that schools should be closed through May 4th. And so that kind of just hit the airwaves. It's all out. You can see it on social media and internet right now. So um, so I haven't had anything official from Katie yet, from KDISD or anything like that. But the governor just did announce closure through May 4th for schools. And so I expect to hear something from Katie here in a second. But as far as all that goes, I mean, that's you kind of just see it firsthand, like that the governor has that power to do it. Besides that, if you want to go back to when all this began, the way that school districts talk about closing schools, from what I understand, again, I'm not involved in that decision making, but the superintendents all get together and they always have like a big conference call. They have a conference call with the Region 4. There's a Region 4 in the Houston area. It's called Region 4 in the Education Service Center. And so all these superintendents from like Fort Bend and Cy-Fair and Spring Branch, they all will conference and they'll talk. They'll just talk about, what do you think? What are you going to do? We're going to close here, and all that kind of stuff. So my understanding that's how it works. They all get on the same page and they make a decision of like, okay, well, we're going to be closing through April 13th. And so that's kind of how the decision making goes. They just talk about transportation and all this kind of stuff. If you want to talk about, that's the same thing they do with floods in hurricanes. That's kind of the same procedure. So again, that's kind of what I've heard. I'm not in those conversations, of course. I'm at the campus level. So, but that's kind of how it goes. But yeah, just unfortunately, just a few minutes ago, about an hour or so ago, the governor released something about May 4th school closure. So that's very unfortunate for us right now.
Okay, that is good to know. By the time this is up, most people will probably already know about that.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
That's all right. So one more question, a few more questions. Will there be a prom or graduation ceremony? Has there been any talk of potentially pushing it back into the summer?
There has been talk about, what we're going to do with prom and graduation, and so obviously we do not have any official word on that. So I really can't. I have no information on that at all. With this being pushed back now, then it looks iffy, but that's not to say it's not going to happen. So again, I really don't know. There's a lot of people at district level. I can tell you this: that a lot of at the leadership positions, they're meeting every single day with every single all those people involved, the higher ups, and so they are looking at that, and a lot of it depends on where this virus goes and health and safety of everybody. But as far as pushing it back in the summer, I wouldn't see that happening. I think the school year is still, the school calendar is still the May, whatever it is, 24th, 21st, something like that. And so I don't see us going past that, especially for those ceremonies. It doesn't mean that those ceremonies can't happen at all. They may have some contingency plan, but as far as like the actual school year should still be ending on those days. But the prom and graduation, we're just gonna have to wait and see on that. So no really updated information on that.
Okay, so we won't push back school into summer because of this.
I don't see that happening. Usually that's not usually the case. Although this is an unusual situation, but I don't see the school year being pushed back further or us having to make up the time. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So has there been any decision about what's going to happen with finals if we don't go back to school?
No. no, those conversations are happening. I know that those are on the agenda. You have to look at everything is when we go back and can we squeeze in the finals? Is it too much? Is it too rushed? Whatever. But that nothing has been released about finals yet.
Are there ideas going around for what may happen?
Not that I'm aware of. Again, I'm not in those conversations. It's usually the high school principals, junior high principals. They're kind of more in conversations with our leadership team at the district level. Deputy superintendent is leading a lot of that. So those are kind of just out of my realm. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Do you know if in any way this will affect the school next school year? And will we have to do any things to make up things next year to make up for the abnormal education that we're
Um,
technically receiving?
no, I don't foresee that. I don't make that final call, but as far as making up, no, I think we're trying to wrap this school year up as best we can, whether it's, coming back for a couple of weeks now that this has been out from the governor, couple weeks or not at all or whatever. We have to kind of prepare for that. But as far as like making up things from this year, I don't see that. It's kind of similar to when you get into the hurricanes. When we had Harvey out a couple weeks, we didn't have to like make up that any kind of the schoolwork or the time. So a lot of that's built in. So we'll be fine. Especially this is just such an unusual situation. So I don't see the state of Texas because they'd be the ones that make that call. But once the school year is over, whenever that is, it's over. And next year, hopefully we can start on time for one thing. Who knows how long this thing will go into summer if it does. So that's kind of the plan B. I think right now the conversations are all about the next month and a half. As far as school goes, getting kids through online learning and what do you do with prom and graduation and these seniors. And so that's kind of the conversation right now. It's a very, just to say something, we feel very, very sorry and bad for the seniors right now because I know this is their senior year, this is their moment. So it is sad. I mean, it's sad to think about, even if we do go back, it's sad that these kids in the theater and the band and all the sports has a major disruption that they'll never forget. And so just like everyone across the world is dealing with the same thing. So our hearts go out to all the Falcons, especially the seniors, but all the students. And just kind of hang in there, and kind of we'll see what it brings us in the next several weeks. Really, it's kind of more of a wait and see. That's kind of how the whole world is right now. Just kind of wait and see where this is going to take us.
All right, thank you. Yeah, we're in the early stages of this, and I guess we're just riding out the storm right now. So
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of the students are doing a great job. I know they're online, and all the online learning is great, but I think the main thing is to kind of make those connections with each other for one. Stay healthy, stay positive mentally. I'll never forget this, but a lot of kids are posting things on social media that they're doing, staying in shape, whatever. A lot of positive things will come out of this. And so, yeah, we'll have to just kind of see where it takes us.
okay, thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah, you're welcome.
Falcons, be safe, stay inside, wash your hands, stay 6 feet away from each other. Have a good rest of your week.